In Joe Siracusa, Dean of Global Futures at the Faculty of Humanities at Curtin University in Australia, and he joins us live from Perth. Joe, good to have you on the programme. Good to talk to you again. Donald Trump appears, at least with his negotiating tactics with Zelenskyy, it appears to have worked. He's found Zelensky's pressure point, I would suggest, and he's made it work. He's got him back to the table.
Good afternoon. Yes, he has. Look, Zelenskyy may sign this or that kind of an agreement, but as far as Trump's concerned, Zelensky's gone. He's not going to deal with him. He's not going to allow him to embarrass him in front of the world's media the way he did the last time. Not going to happen. So Zelensky's kind of gone. And the Zelenskyy issue is brought to a head, something that's been going on for a long, long time. And that is the unity and coherence of NATO, and then the unity and coherence of the EU. As you know, over the recent years, anyone who became a member of the EU automatically became sort of a member of NATO. It was sort of like frequent flyer points. And so you got EU's got a policy now. It's going to go all out for Zelenskyy. And NATO's got a policy, which, of course, depends on the United States. And everybody has a veto in this. Can you imagine anything that isn't going to work like this? I mean, and of course, what we're getting now is the natural flow of things. It seems to me is that France is the leader of Europe today, now that the Germans decided to take a back seat. And I think Macron's comment today, the thing that you noticed in your last package, was that he said that he would extend his nuclear deterrence, which is sort of small change anyway. He would provide it to all of the members of the European Union. So, but all the European Union members covered in NATO are covered by the American extended nuclear deterrence. So right now, France is saying that we'll protect you under our nuclear doctrine, which is called force de frappe. And of course, that's kind of unbelievable. It's kind of small change. It's designed to give the Russians a great deal of misery, but not like the American nuclear exchange. So everything's in flux. And let me tell you, today Putin has got what he's wanted for the past 20 years. There is a wedge now been driven within NATO and within the EU over an issue dealing with a war in Ukraine, which the Europeans looks like a proxy war to get to them. And I tell you what, Putin could be more pleased.
Well, and that's what's so egregious to some people, Joe, is that the person who invaded another country and their sovereignty looks like the person who's going to come out of this smelling of roses. Do we know exactly what concessions Donald Trump is asking of Vladimir Putin for this peacemaking role he's doing?
None, actually. Look, the essence of diplomacy, which I've written about for many, many years, is about leverage, not about concessions. And Zelenskyy has no leverage. He's going to have to take what Putin and Trump demand. I mean, Trump's made it very clear when he was running for a re-election that Zelenskyy would have to adhere to Trump's policies, or he's not going to get any aid or military aid or whatever it is. And let me tell you, that's exactly what he's done. He's cut off the aid. He's cut off the intelligence. And I wouldn't want to be visiting Ukraine tonight without U.S. satellite intelligence, because those drones could go anywhere. And also, he's made it very clear to Zelenskyy that he has to agree to an unconditional ceasefire, and he wants both parties, Russia and Ukraine, to settle this diplomatically, whether that means 10 years in a hotel somewhere in Geneva, negotiating the fine points. But Trump wants this off the table. And at the end of the day, Zelensky's got nowhere to turn to except Europe. We got Britain pretending to be a great power again. It's not. And we got Macron offering people nuclear protection, which he doesn't really have himself. So, you know, what we're looking at here is sort of a crazy German opera that's falling apart in the last scene. So I've been watching these guys for 30 years, and I tell you what, it is just something to see.
Well, it is some freewheeling attitude towards foreign policy anyway, and another day of disruption from Donald Trump. Joe, we do thank you very much indeed, as always. Appreciate you coming on.